A little over a month ago, all the talk at Arizona's Capitol was about whether lawmakers could pass a drought contingency plan ahead of a deadline at the end of January. It's one of 7 states that needs a plan to help maintain levels in Colorado River reservoirs like Lake Mead. And it appeared Arizona came up with a solution in time, although it wasn't what the federal government expected. Arizona may still comply if lawmakers can finish signing agreements by early March. Luke Runyon covers the Colorado River Basin for KUNC Radio in northern Colorado. Via Skype, we got his take on where things stand. Luke, thanks so much for your time. Let's begin with your clarifying. Did Arizona meet its deadline?
It depends on who you ask. If you ask people in Arizona, they'll say, yes, we did. We passed a bill through the legislature. That's what we were supposed to do. If you ask representatives from the Bureau of Reclamation with the federal government, they would say no, the state had too many loose ends. There were side agreements between the state, between individual water districts, between tribes that had not been finished, and that the deal was a little bit too fragile for the federal government to say, yes, you have met this particular deadline.
You've been following this pretty closely. What's maybe one of the larger hiccups that is probably unbeknownst to many people who are sitting at home watching this unfold?
I've actually been really interested in watching what's going on in California, in Southern California. So that's another state that did not meet the deadline, just like Arizona. And there you have a situation with the Salton Sea, which is this large kind of accidental lake that's been drying up for a really long time and is causing tons of public health problems. And that has been something that the state of California and a large water district there has been working towards getting funding for. And they're seeing they have a lot of power within these negotiations over the drought contingency plan. They're saying, we're not going to sign on to this until we have a final solution for the Salton Sea.
When you say everyone, we're talking about agriculture. Are we also talking about things like golf courses and swimming pools?
Somewhat. But really, when you look at the numbers, it's a lot of it is agriculture. Within the entire Colorado River Basin, agriculture uses about 80% of the water. And if you're looking for places to cut back, a lot of times ag is the first place that you look, simply for the fact that they have the rights to the vast majority of the water. That said, there are urban conservation programs that are being talked about, not just in Phoenix, but in all sorts of large metropolitan areas within the Colorado River Basin. But there you're talking about just a smaller amount of water. So if the whole idea behind the drought contingency plan is we need to cut back water use, a lot of times the conversation immediately pivots towards agriculture just because they have the most water.
Okay, agriculture uses the most water. Agriculture feeds us, correct?
That's right.
Okay, so what does that then do for our food supply?
I mean, you're looking at areas that in central Arizona, you have Pinal County. And that's an area where you're growing a lot of animal feed. You're looking at alfalfa hay that goes towards feeding dairy cows or beef cattle. And so some people would say that you've got that isn't necessarily feeding people, it's feeding animals. But at the same time, you've got agriculture that does feed people. You look at the Imperial Valley of California, and you've got tons of winter vegetables that are grown there. If you're eating a salad in December, it's most likely being watered by Colorado River water. And so you can't completely eliminate agriculture from the Colorado River Basin because our diets would have to change, or global markets for produce would have to change.
Even if this plan reaches some sort of deal in the very near future, it essentially only buys us time until 2026, in which case, do we have another round of conversations like this one?
Yes, and they are going to be even more difficult. So this is an update to a set of guidelines that were passed in 2007. And the discussions to get those 2007 guidelines were incredibly difficult. And this next round of negotiations is going to be even harder because there are going to be thorny issues that get brought up where you have the 2 basins within the Colorado River, the upper basin and the lower basin, trying to find answers to really long-term problems that there aren't easy answers. And a lot of times there are conflicting answers between what some states want and what other states want. So they're going to be very, very difficult. And those are going to start up pretty much as soon as the drought contingency plan is finished.